Hey, good morning. It's Mark Shepard. I don't know if you're watching this in the morning or not, but I'm making this in the morning. This is one of my personal goals and intentions is to do a video every day. And my website is cowabunga.com. It's about personal mastery. It's about finding the keys and the tools you need to stop doing the stuff that stops you and to start doing the stuff that gets you moving. And so hopefully I'm going to share a little bit of a tip here with you today. And essentially it's about success. A couple of things have come up recently. A friend of mine who is really an amazing man, and he thinks deeply, and he really is working on his life. He went through some really tough times. He had a divorce, and he's living in a single room. But he's not passive, right? There's a certain level of self-judgment that he's got going on because he feels like he's failed. And I went through this as well when I kind of experienced the result of the 2008 economic crash. But the idea is that if you're successful, it doesn't mean you're not going to have problems. That's, I think, what we bring to the table. So this friend of mine is just... he's doing it. He's getting out. He's networking. He's creating a spiritual community that he can feel comfortable in. He's creating friendships. He's creating alliances. He's helping on a bunch of different projects as a volunteer. And really that is successful thinking. Really, there's no such thing really as success because there's always somebody else who has made more money, who is more famous, who is more quote-unquote successful than you. But ultimately, in order to really truly be successful, we have to make sure that we are in alignment with our own personal values, our own personal idea of what success is. And for me, it's really living up to my potential. For me, success is the fact that I didn't punch a time card today. I don't go to a cubicle. Right? I'm not the richest man in the world, but I'm free. Do you get the difference? I'm free to take time every day to do these videos. I'm free to work on my own courses and my own projects. I'm free to write songs. I have a flexible schedule, so when my recording engineer is available, I can, drive down on a weekday and record in the studio. If someone wants to meet with me or interview me for a magazine or radio station, I can do it. I can arrange my schedule. That's freedom, right? And it's freedom to do what I want to do every day. That to me is more valuable than if I was making a bazillion dollars and yet was not free. So here's an example. Elton John, who is arguably one of the most successful singer-songwriters in the world, he made a comment in a documentary that his lover and partner made about him, and that was essentially that he has to keep touring. I mean, think about this. He has to keep touring. Why? Because there are people who work for him whose families depend on them making a living. So, for example, the roadies that move all of Elton John's stuff, his piano, his sound system, all of that stuff, the roadies, the truck drivers, their families all depend on Elton John. The people who run his organization, the people that, take the tickets. I mean, even if you think about it, he's not free because he has this whole organization that he has developed over the years, and it's all designed to go out on the road and do performances. That's how he makes his money. He could quit all that. He could stop, fire all those people, and just live off his royalties. He probably could make enough money if he didn't need to live in a big mansion. He probably could still keep the mansion, But on a certain level, he's a working musician. And what a working musician does is plays music, right? For me, playing my songs like a jukebox live, I enjoy it to a certain extent, but it gets boring really quickly. So I want to create a lifestyle where I can create songs. And if you look at my body of work over since 1976, roughly, I mean, Elton John was working a little bit longer than me. Arguably, I've written as many good songs as he has. Just no one's heard them yet. But I have a long view of this. And maybe my songs will be famous after I'm gone. That's okay. I mean, I'd like it in my lifetime. I'd love to have my songs be something that, everybody knows about. I'd love to be as well received as a songwriter, perhaps, as Elton John or Bob Dylan or Jackson Browne. Great. But you know what? My success is not dependent on that. Because today I had the intention of getting up early, doing my video, sharing some insights with you, and then getting on with my day. And my day is full. I'm working with a private NLP student from 10 to noon. I have a client at 1 o'clock. I'm giving a talk later tonight at 6. That's a full day. And I'm doing what I set out to do. I'm sharing these ideas. I'm making a difference in people's lives. That's my gauge of success. So this is not about me. This is about you. I'm just using my life as an example because I have complete freedom to share with you my story. I can't always do that with my clients because sometimes they want confidentiality, right? So the deal is, are you living according to your own values? That's really the highest measure of success. And values are simply what is important to you, what is important to me. And for me, freedom to be able to do what I want to do on a moment to moment basis as much as possible, that's a really high value. So tomorrow I may feel like painting. I may go out and get a bunch of blank canvases and spend an hour or 15 minutes or 20 minutes or the whole day painting. Or I may spend part of the day painting and part of the day working on something else. You know what I mean? So it's, as an artist, I have to have freedom. I have to have the freedom to create, to serve myself, not the obligation to create according to someone else's whim or obligation. And to use Elton John again as an example, I mean, he's written all these great songs, but when he performs in concert, does anyone want to hear his new stuff? No. That to me is not freedom. I mean, my newest songs are my best songs, right? I've written great songs in the past. I go back and go, whoa, how did I write that? But that was then. The songs for me are very much like what these videos are. They are a snapshot of what's going on in a moment, some insight, something that I learned that now is moving through my neurology into an art form. And that to me, to be able to do that on a daily basis most days, that is rich. That is rich. Keeping my overhead low so that I can do this, so that I can really pursue what I want to do. To me, that is success. What success is to you is up to you. Now, you may feel like, well, I'll be a success when I make $1 million. Well, okay, great. It's not the $1 million. It's what you want to do with the $1 million, right? It's not the $1 million. It's the freedom that $1 million can buy you to do what you want, go where you want, be who you want to be, right? Without being someone else's wage slave, without being a cubicle slave, right? Isn't that what we want? I mean, what is it that you want? And the thing is to focus on what you want, not on what you think you want. To focus on what you are truly put here to do. What is your life purpose? And I know today I feel this joy because I know I'm living on my purpose. I know I'm doing the things that I most enjoy doing. I'm teaching NLP, which I love. I'm doing a talk later, which I love. I'm gonna work with a whole group of people. I'm working with somebody individually, and I love doing that. And I'm doing this work, which for me is a long-term development process to give these ideas an audience, to reach out to you. I don't know who you are. I don't know where you are. You might be in Australia. You might be in in Russia. You might be in New Jersey, right? Through this little gizmo called a camera, I can share my thoughts, my ideas in a way that hopefully you can find useful. And thereby, I can help you improve your life, right? But it's a partnership. I don't fix you. I never do. But if I give you some tools, then maybe you can work on yourself. And today's tool is really take a look at your life. Take some time. Take 10 minutes, 15 minutes, take an hour. What is it that you were put here to do? Just write the question out. What am I here to do? What was I born for? Right? I have a client that I'm working with for weight loss, and she was deeply traumatized as a kid. And so as a result, she goes overboard to try to protect kids. She doesn't realize it yet, but perhaps her life purpose might have something to do with helping kids overcome bullying. Might be something helping kids who are in, kind of suddenly homeless, or kids who are going through divorce. She might, be in a place to really help kids. But she's got to work on herself first. And that's where we have to start. We have to start working on ourselves. And you might be surprised that there is a path for you, a path with heart that is calling to you if you'd only begin to listen. But sometimes we can't hear the path calling because of all our own personal noise. I'm not successful. I'm a failure. I'm no good. Nobody loves me. Everybody hates me. I'm going to eat some worms. Yeah. That's the crap that goes on in all of us. And I know that because I have done it. And every day, my path, my purpose, personally, is to make sure I'm clear of that so that I can write really good songs, paint really good paintings, teach as best I can these ideas to as many people as possible in a way that is in alignment with me, in a way that enhances my freedom, in a way that allows me to continue to learn and grow myself, right? To me, that's successful. I think I'm rich. I'm probably the richest man in the world because I'm free to do that. So, tip of the day, you are successful, right? You are successful. Find ways you are successful. Find ways you're on your path. Find ways that whatever problems or challenges you're dealing with right now, see that they're perfect. They're perfect because they're helping you to develop the skills you need to pursue your path, And for me, success is being on that path. That's as simple as it gets. If I'm on the path, I'm successful. If I get off the path, well, you know what? And I notice I'm off the path, well, I'm successful if I bring myself back on. If I just keep going off the path, well, then there's probably a purpose to it that I haven't figured out yet, right? So that's the deal. You are successful. Find the way that you are. Build yourself up. This is not self-delusion. This is being gentle with yourself, being your best personal parent to yourself, encouraging yourself. When you fall down, picking yourself up, brushing yourself off, and getting right back in it. That to me is success. And I wish you the most successful day that you can possibly imagine today and every day. Thanks so much. Mark Shepard, cowabunga.com.